Do you think it's possible to have fun and avoid debt during the holidays? The answer is yes, and I'm going to show you how. Hi, and welcome back. I'm Kamika, and this is Well Balanced Wallet, where I help you create healthy money habits and live a life that you love on your current budget. In today's video, we're going to talk about avoiding debt during the holiday season. Holidays tend to be the time where people get stressed and depressed, especially if they don't have enough money. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the New Year are all within a month of each other, and having 3 holidays that close together can be overwhelming if you don't begin planning early. The main way to avoid going into debt for the holidays is to create a budget. In the previous video, we talked all about setting up a budget for Christmas and the things that you need to do in order to get that together. So in this video, I kind of want to start off with a few categories that you absolutely must have in your budget to avoid going into debt during the holidays. Now, I know creating a budget for the holidays can be a bit challenging. You don't want to have too many categories, but you also don't want to miss things that are important. So the first category that you must have in a holiday budget is a gifts category. You need to determine the total amount that you can spend on gifts during the holiday season. Once you have that amount, then you need to figure out who you need to buy a gift for and how you can distribute those funds to get this done without going over your budget. So we all know that Christmas is a time for giving, but don't forget that you can still show your family and friends that you love them without spending a ton of money. Get creative and make a few of the gifts, or spend quality time with your family if your budget is tight. Just don't take on any new debt purchasing gifts. The next category is food. If you're going to be hosting family and friends for the holiday season, think about the amount of food that you need to prepare for these gatherings and come up with a spending limit. Make sure you create a shopping list and take that with you to the grocery store so that you can stay on task and not put too many things in your cart and overspend your budget. Another option is to have potlucks where everyone can chip in, or even have everyone send money to you so that you can go out and purchase the food and start to cook without blowing your budget. Next, we have travel. Now, 2020 is a bit different than any holidays that we've had in the past, so you may or may not be traveling during the holiday season, and that is completely up to you. Be sure to keep your family safe and be mindful of other people while you're out. But don't forget to include travel into your budget for the holidays. Travel can get expensive, especially during the holidays, so you want to make sure that you're only planning trips to travel if you can afford to pay for it without putting it on a credit card or going into debt. You want to factor in things like gas, money for Uber, food while you're gone, hotel costs, and have a little cushion so that you're able to cover any emergencies that may come up during your trip. The travel category is going to help you plan the most efficient trip and make sure that you don't have to go into debt to have fun during the holiday season. And the last category that we are going to talk about today is events. Now, like I said, 2020 may look a little different, but Christmas and the holidays are full of events. If you're planning to attend any type of event, whether it be a show or ice skating or anything that you could do during the holiday season, be sure to include it in your budget and also include any costs associated. So tickets, if you're going to need to purchase food while you're there, if you need to rent skates or whatever it may be, include all of that into the events portion of your budget. Things in the events category can add up pretty quickly, so be sure to take advantage of 2020 and look into some of the virtual events that are happening and the movie premieres that are coming out during the season, and just make sure to plan your events without taking on new debt. So now that we've talked about categories that you must include in your budget, I want to take a little bit of time to just give you a few tips to navigate through the holiday season without taking on additional debt. The first tip is to take a shopping list. You want to make sure you take a shopping list with you, whether you're going to shop for food or gifts. Make sure you stay within the budget that you've given yourself, and if you find yourself going over that budget, look at other categories that you have and see if there's money that you can pull from. If not, then you may need to change your plans up. Number 2, don't get caught up in sales. Just because something is on sale does not mean that it's a great sale, and it also doesn't mean that you need to get it. Be sure to only purchase the things that you have on your list and that you've included in your budget. Sales will come around again throughout the year. Number 3 is to use cash or gift cards to make your purchases. When you're going out to the store, take only the money that you need for the thing that you're shopping for. So don't take your whole Christmas budget with you when you're going to shop for gifts for one person. Take only the amount that you've allotted for that thing with you. Once the money is gone, it's gone. Spending with cash and gift cards will also cut down on impulse purchases because you're going into the store with one thing in mind and you have a set budget, and there's no more money to spend if you go over that budget, so you'll have to put something back. And the last thing is to get creative. When you are getting to this point where you need to wrap gifts, you can get your gift wrapping paper and your gift bags from the dollar store. In addition to that, you can come up with a few gifts that you can make that don't cost that much money. It's the thought that counts, and the person receiving the gift will enjoy it just as much as they would something expensive. And a lot of time, the handmade gifts and the thoughtful gifts mean more to the receiver than something that you would have purchased in the store. So the last thing I want to talk about in this video is, what if there's no money for Christmas? It could be very depressing if you don't have money to spend for Christmas, but you will survive. Focus on living in the moment and spending time with your family, or even spending time with yourself. There are plenty of free events during the holiday season, especially in 2020 when we're encouraging social distancing. In the meantime, you can get started planning on Christmas for next year. You can get a head start on this by opening up a Christmas savings account, and at most credit unions you can open that up for $5. And then you just want to think about how much money you need to put in every month to make the Christmas that you want next year. I do have a Christmas account at my credit union, and I put a set amount of money from my husband and myself from each of our paychecks throughout the whole year. And then in October, the credit union will dump that money into our regular checking account so that we have time to spend it for the holidays. So that's a great option, and a separate account will keep the money out of your eyesight until it's time to get that money and use it for the holiday season. Another thing to look into for building up your Christmas savings account for next year is to get a side hustle. I love side hustles, and I have a couple, and my husband has a few as well. So what you do is you find a side hustle that will bring in income, and you save that money throughout the whole year, and then you can use that money for the holiday season next year. One of my favorite side hustles is being a virtual assistant. Other side hustle options include driving for Uber, starting a blog, or driving for food delivery companies like Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Instacart. Whatever you choose, just make sure the startup cost is low, and make sure it's something that you enjoy doing it, because you are going to be doing it in your free time. Holidays are great for spending time with your family, as well as giving back and helping people. The main goal is to accomplish these things without going into debt. Create your holiday budget and stick to it no matter what. When January comes around, you'll realize that you're one step closer to financial freedom because you didn't put your holidays on a credit card. Now I want to hear from you. What is your biggest struggle when it comes to budgeting for the holidays? That's it for this video. Be sure to click the like button and also click the link on your screen right now for more Well Balanced Wallet content. See you there.